Alright, so you just tried out both the Nyko battery charger grip thing and the PDP trigger grips. Which one was your favorite?
It's kind of a toss-up, to be honest with you. The Nyko just seems like a very comfortable kind of grip, and it just really fits your hands very nicely. But at the same time, if you look back here, there's not really like a trigger placement, which kind of, I don't know, makes it seem less
of a
controller. It just seems less responsive because instead of, you know, placed triggers such as the PDP right here, you were using just basic bumpers. But to be honest with you, I tried two games, Hotline Miami
and Need for Speed Hot Pursuit, or Most Wanted.
Most Wanted. And I have to say, to be honest with you, the Nyko I feel is better for Hot Pursuit because it's just more comfortable in your hands, even though it doesn't have the triggers right here. It's still an all-around comfortable controller for a racing game such as Hot Pursuit, because you can kind of just grip on, and then it's easier to use the left stick and nitrous and all that with this kind of grip. However, when I used the PDP, as much as I loved the trigger placement of it, it just felt kind of awkward. It seemed like the triggers were even kind of sticky at some point. Like, they weren't as responsive as they should be. Right now they kind of are, just because there's no casing or nothing. There's no like Ps Vita to really house this in. But at the same time, it was still good, but I saw myself doing more errors with this, such as, like, you know, just really stupid stuff, just crashing and things like that. It just seemed kind of hard to control with a racing game. Now, with Hotline Miami, I would say it's still pretty good, but
you still like
it's
that
still
one
kind of
for
like
Hotline Miami better than this, right?
I still would probably like maybe this one for Hotline Miami other than this one, because I don't know, it just seemed easier to maneuver around it because it's more touchscreen based than Most Wanted. Although I would say that the grip on the Nyko just seems a lot better. I mean, it even feels better. Like, the construction of this is just very sturdy, and it just feels like you can just really hold on to it and maneuver around all the enemies in Hotline Miami, and it was just the overall more comfortable controller. But I would say this PDP definitely is better for a top-down shooter such as Hotline Miami. So overall, this grip is probably good for more of like a shooting game sort of deal, or a game involving touchscreen for the most part. And the Nyko is definitely better for a racing game, because then you can get that real feel, the real grip of the controller, and it's easier to maneuver the car with it. Otherwise, if you use the PDP, it's just kind of odd feeling in your hands, because you gotta do all these maneuvers and all that, and it just feels really weird with the trigger and the small little contour right here. But to be honest, I'm just gonna throw this out here. The Nyko and the PDP, I feel like if they just combined the PDP triggers, made them a little bit better, and then used the Nyko grips, along with its sturdy construction and the way it just locks into the controller, I feel like that would just be a perfect perfect grip right there. So, I mean, if you're listening to this, Nyko, not sure if you are, or any other company willing to make that or produce it, I feel like it would be a great idea to kind of get her done, yeah, or just mash up the two controllers.
So you can make
this. The perfect combination.
Now let me talk about why exactly I bought both of these. Alright, so first off, the Nyko is it's a charger, one, and two, it's just a nice sturdy looking grip for the PS Vita, and it does exactly what you want it to do when it comes to grip. It's bulky, yeah, but that's why I bought the trigger grip, because I wanted something more portable, and that gave me the portability that I wanted. The problem with the Nyko is that it's $30 one, and on the other hand, the trigger grip is $14 at GameStop. And this one has a bit of a problem. When you put in the PS Vita, it kind of wobbled inside, and I saw other reviews on it and they had the same issue. So they ended up putting electrical tape inside to stop the wiggling, and I did that and it left black marks on my white PS Vita, and I wasn't okay with that, so I did an alternative thing, which put obviously band-aids, and that worked out pretty good. It stopped the wiggling completely, and it just fit very snug inside here. One of the problems with the matte paint is that over time it'll start to like chip, and that kind of sucks. Like, I like the shininess of this on the inside, but I like the feel of this matte paint. I know you can't like really get the shininess on the matte paint, but it would be nice. Yeah, you can see that it's like all chipped here.
Oh yeah.
There. Then here, just basically all the sharp areas. I put this tape here just because I usually hold it like that, and I just feels good. And before I had tape on the triggers, and it made it feel a lot less slippery because of this type of gloss type stuff. Anyways, this thing I've had for like a year, and it totally broke on me. Like, I wish I could demonstrate, but basically, I'll put it to charge. This light normally goes on red, and it charges whatever. And now what it's doing, it's going red, and it's going on red for like maybe 10 minutes, 20 minutes, and then it'll go green, which means it's fully charged. So I put in the Vita, and it doesn't do anything, and that's a problem because I've only had it a year and it's already bugging out. And it says if you use it correctly, it'll last 2 years on the box, and that didn't happen. I mean, I still like it as a grip by itself. It's still a good grip, but I really liked it for like on trips. I would use it and it would last me like 8 hours or something. It was really good, and yeah, really durable. And yep. So let's talk about gaming really fast. In my opinion, I think this one's better for shooters. Well, not shooters. Hotline Miami specifically, because when you have the PS Vita sitting in here, you have like the standard clickers, which feel a lot like L1 and R1 on the PS3 controller, which is quick and responsive for that type of game. But say for Call of Duty or Resistance or something, definitely the trigger grip, because it just is better for just first-person shooters in general. Very good. I can't wait to play Killzone on this. And but since you have like this little like second or so of like nothing happening, like you would in a normal trigger, like, you know, in racers you can like decrease and increase the acceleration rate of the car or something. It doesn't have that because it's still technically just a button, and you can see inside here. Wait, kinda, not really. Damn it. Yeah, there's these little nubs inside of here. I don't know if you can see that. Try really hard.
There,
yeah, there
you can see it.
Alright, cool. So right here, it's just these little nubs, and there's like a split second where nothing happens, so you don't have the type of reaction time that you have with a standard button like you would on here. And definitely for quick games, definitely use this. Like Jacob just said, if you mix these two and you make a nice little baby of like these two controllers grips, it would just be amazing. And yeah, I feel like sometimes this is unnecessary, this little bit. Because look, my fingers only go here, like I don't need that. Just needs like a perfect cut to mine. But anyways, yeah. Definitely, I think they're the best products on the market right now in terms of grips. Yeah, that's all I can really say about this. I definitely recommend you getting this one if you want a cheaper solution to a grip and you want it portable. This one for just gripness and good build on it. Anything you want to say or finish off with?
Just to kind of agree with Andy about that. That's all you gotta do. You just gotta sandwich these two together, and it just makes a perfect little contraption right here. But anyways, just to kind of recap what he said, this is probably good for something like Call of Duty, something that really needs a trigger. But it could be more responsive to triggers. It just feels like there's like a delay. It's not really. It's not aligned properly.
It's a little sticky. Yeah.
Or just the feel of it, but I'm not sure. Anyways, this on the other hand, I just feel definitely more comfortable as far as the grip goes, but at the same time, price does matter if you are kind of on the frugal side. But overall, I think both of these are good in certain aspects. I mean, one's good for quick games, hot pursuits, stuff like that, and then another one would probably be good for hotline. So definitely rate, comment, subscribe.